Okay, so I bought some more fuel. Another fuel can, say what, 6 litres. Gonna fill it up right now, try it again. Hopefully the battery's got enough charge to try and start it again. We'll give it a try. So fingers crossed, wish me luck. Let me attach this to the fuel can. There's a big ass spider on the floor here. Go away. Oh, you're a big guy as well too. I don't like you. Right. Okay, if you stay there and let me do this, I will not cause you any difficulties, pal. Right. So, fuel in again. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this microphone because it's going to swing around. I'll leave it on there, and it's already got a problem with, I think this is, I bought a new microphone actually. I'm going to clip it over here. Why not? So I bought a new microphone because this one here is making a rattly sound, I think, when I'm recording. So I'm going to get a new microphone. It's coming in the post. It should be here tomorrow. Right, more fuel in. And let's see if this helps at all. Fingers crossed. Actually, is it worth putting the bike up straight? So this kind of, no, bugger it. I'm tempted to actually put the bike up straight so that the fuel's getting more into the right-hand side there. I've got the push bike in the way there, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. That's going to have to get moved. Can I lift it out the way here? Probably not, without damaging it or myself. Right. Push bike's going outside. Right. Let's get this fuel in, hopefully. Fuel can's over there. Ah, bit of a... Right. This time, fingers crossed. Plenty of fuel. In fact, I'm supposed to have this thing up, right, am I? Tit. Okay. Right. Let's keep you up like this. Here we go. So let's see if this theory works, that there just wasn't enough fuel in the bike to feed through the fuel lines. After, of course, feeding the fuel reserve part of the tank. That's 4 litres. This plus what should be left is going to give me about 8 litres of fuel that hopefully the tank can access. I'm leaning the bike a bit to the right, so I'm looking to get that fuel down into that right-hand side reservoir. And hopefully have enough in for the lines to pull. The fuel pump to prime. Ah, please. I mean, this works. I don't know if the battery's got enough charge, sadly, but I'm hoping this works. If it's not got enough charge, it's going to go on a trickle charge tonight, and then I'll try starting it tomorrow. Ah, man, hopefully. Sugar, 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 sugar. That's all the fuel sugared out the tin. Back on the kickstand. Boom, bang, bosh. Job is done. Let's see if we have any success. Right. Fuel is in. Let's see if it even registers on the heads up. Oh. Definitely priming. You can hear that primer kicking in. The fuel pump, sorry. Right. Okay, you know what? I'll better open the door, I suppose, for this. Because, you know, I don't want to get choked out by exhaust fumes. Right, so there we go. Right. Wish me luck. Now, okay. Oh! I bet there. Not enough charge, man. So close, it bit. It totally bit there for a second. That's encouraging. So, stick on a trickle charge overnight and see how it is tomorrow. Let's see. Okay, so here's where we're at. I've got the bike hooked up to the car battery because the battery in the bike is pish. I've bought a new battery, which should hopefully be here in tomorrow. But until then, we're going to try a feed from there into the bike, and let's see if it starts. Helps if we turn it on first. Oh, close. I'm so angry right now. I just want things to work. Why can't it bloody work? I can't even swear. I'm not allowed to swear, but internally, I am totally swearing. So when you hear me saying, like, great googly moogly, then you know that I mean things that are far more wordy. Oh, parcels. For me, possibly. We'll see. It looks like for me. Hello there, how you doing? Perfect, thank you very much. Not for me, for my good lady wife. Right. Yeah. Nah. Oh well. Worth a try. Damn it. Sorry. Worth a try. Great googly moogly. I think this bike is just destined to never work. I think I just bought basically like a giant paperweight. Pretty sure I'm going to only use it as a decorative function. It'll be placed upon large amounts of paper or papery goods that could fly off in a breeze. It needs a good heavy weight to keep it down. That's all it's worth. That's all it's good for. Look at the rust. Why did I buy this rust? I don't need more rust. I wrote a book called Rust. Have a look on Amazon. Rust, Harvest of the Hidden. I wrote that. Have a look. It's great. I'm very biased. Help me. Oh, hello. On the floor. Behind you. You need. See? Ah, there you go, huh? Great. Go on audience now. Delight with herself. Just wonderful. What a day to be alive. I just want my motorbike to start. And I want to be able to put it back together. And you know, I don't think it's too much to ask that eventually I get to ride the damn thing on the road legally. I don't think that's a lot to ask. Just shut up. Something clanged and broke and I don't care anymore. I'm in a huff. Stupid. I don't even like motorbikes anyway. Who even likes motorbikes? They're the worst things. So it seems as I sit here in my back cave of despair that I'm going to have to take out the plugs again, check the plugs, make sure they're not wet with like the watery fuel that was. But that should be gone by now. Check the plugs. I mean, it's basically just like compression, you know, spark, fuel, and flame, essentially. And everything else has been, well, I mean, the battery, oh, that's getting replaced tomorrow, hopefully. Everything else, the plugs, brand new plugs. I'll need to check that. Anybody want to buy a giant paperweight? Demoralized. Cheerio. So, Scott, you may ask yourself, Why are you climbing up this precarious ladder when you're magnificent and huge and not built to be walking on supporting joists in a ceiling? Why am I going into the loft? You may ask yourself. Well, it turns out I have some motorcycle gear, jacket, gloves that I can't find, and I'm pretty sure they're up here somewhere in this barrage of packed away goodness. And I do love a rake in a loft to find things, so I'm going to have a bit of a rake, see if I can find my gloves, especially because they are great gloves. I've got huge hands, and it's so hard to get gloves to fit these bad boys. I've got a great pair, and they're here, I'm sure, somewhere. So wish me luck while I try not to die here in my loft space and not fall through the roof into the kids' bedrooms. Good luck, Scott. Now, I am sure somewhere up here in this treasure trove of nonsense is my motorcycle gloves. Now, along here, there's some absolute treasure, like proper Nerf guns and such not, that are great. But where are the gloves? Now, there are bags of old clothes here, which I think might contain the gloves. I'm going to have to pull these apart. I will report back soon downstairs and let you know how I get on. As long as I don't fall through said roof and land in, the kids' bedrooms. A bit of a sugary floor, this one, so, good luck me. So here's a bike stripped apart by good old Butch himself. Tank is off. Here's a funny thing though. Tank was... so the fuel lines are fine. They're passing okay. There's definitely compression. There's definitely a spark. Put the old plugs back in and the new plugs. They're both working fine. So the fuel lines, however, seem to be okay. But the fuel that was in there, Butch has drained out and kept separate. And found this that came out of the fucking... this came out of the flipping tank, and this swedge here of whatever white gunk this is, and it seems to, if my lovely assistant David McGee can show you here, it'll break apart, but then just joins back together again, like Mercury does. But not a clue what the heck that is. Don't know if it's residue from the old fuel that was in there, I've no idea, but that's a strange one. So, because of this, the lovely David McGee is currently... look at his bike though. There's his bike there. Look how bony that is. This is his own bike that he's selling currently on Facebook Marketplace. This has only got, what, is it 34,000 miles? 37, sorry. 37,000 miles, immaculate. He's cleaned it right up. It's a bony bear. That's a nice bike. And the worst thing is, yeah, cheap as chips, right? So this thing's immaculate, looking good. You put this up for sale probably about a few days after I bought my bike. And if I'd known about this one, I'd have bought this bike instead. So, this one, you're asking, what is it advertised for? I would take 15 for it. £1,500 for this bad boy here. Have a search on Facebook Marketplace in the Aberdeenshire area if you're looking. But this is a bonny critter, by the way. I'm so annoyed that I didn't see this before I got mine. Because mine, when you look at mine comparatively, and I got mine for much less. Mine was like $900 in total. Well, I'm over 1,000 now, but it's for a bit more cash. Could have got this monkey butt here. There it goes. Later, loser. So here's where we're at right now. Is obviously didn't find the gloves. Searched that loft from top to bottom. Couldn't find the gloves. Very, very annoyed. Those are some good gloves. I could have sworn they were in a box, but they were not in that box. So now I might have to go buy some new gloves, and that's very, very anger-inducing. However, in some good news, the non-functioning motorbike has been taken away today on a trailer to Butch's house. Butch, of course, my old friend who's a mechanic, who has worked on 2 of these bikes already, has one for sale, in fact, on the Facebook, so immaculate. And so he's working on trying to get the bike started right now. I'm out on my way to his house now. It's a little bit out of the way. He's got a beautiful house in the middle of nowhere with a big workshop area that he's got. So he's got, at this workshop, he's got a bike lift. He's got all the tools he needs. So he's probably more frustrated than I am that this bike's not running. I know it's hard to admit, but he is determined to get this thing going. So I'm going to go out there just now. help him get the bike off of the ramp, off of the the trailer, sorry. Get the bike into that shed and try and get it running. I've got all the fairings in the back of the car here as well, all the seats and everything there too. So I've got all the bits and bobs. Go out and see him, and then hopefully get the bike running. Wish me luck. I know I keep saying this, but I do need it because that damn bike. Butch made a point where the problem we've got with this bike is, if you were to have like a category rating for the quality of certain bikes, like my bike is probably hitting like a C rating. So his bike would be like a B plus that he's selling. Mine is like a C rating maybe. So it's not the best of Nick, but it has potential, and that's where we're at. If all goes well, bike running this weekend, today or tomorrow, and then fairings back on. Hopefully get it on the road for next week and then off for the MOT. I know this is like 4 videos deep now and still no movement with this bike. It's frustrating me too, believe me, but this is it, hopefully. Wish me luck, again. So here's the bike, stripped apart by good old Butch himself. Tank is off. Here's a funny thing though, tank was... so the fuel lines are fine, they're passing okay. There's definitely compression, there's definitely a spark. Put the old plugs back in and the new plugs, they're both working fine. So the fuel lines, however, seem to be okay. But the fuel that was in there, Butch has drained out and kept separate, and found this that came out of the fucking... this came out of the flipping tank. And this swedge here of whatever white gunk this is, it seems to, if my lovely assistant David McGee can show you here, it'll break apart, but then just joins back together again, like Mercury does. But not a clue what the heck that is. Don't know if it's residue from the old fuel that was in there, I've no idea, but that's a strange one. So, because of this, the lovely David McGee is currently, look at his bike though. There's his bike there, look how bonny that is. This is his own bike that he's selling currently on Facebook Marketplace. This has only got, what is it, 34,000 miles? 37, sorry. 37,000 miles, immaculate. He's cleaned it right up. It's a bonny bear. Like, that's a nice bike. And the worst thing is, yeah, cheap as chips, right? So this thing is immaculate, looking good. You put this up for sale probably about a few days after I bought my bike. And if I'd known about this one, I'd have bought this bike instead. So this one, you're asking, what is it advertised for? 15 for it, £1,500 for this bad boy here. Have a search on Facebook Marketplace in the Aberdeenshire area if you're looking, but this is a bonny critter, by the way. I'm so annoyed that I didn't see this before I got mine, because mine, when you look at mine comparatively, and like I got mine for much less. Mine was like $900 in total. Well, I'm over 1,000 now, but you know, it's for a bit more cash. Could have got this monkey butt here. So here's where we're at. Fuel tank is off and the pump and filter are out, so we can see inside. Butch has done a grand job of tearing it apart.
Yeah, tearing it apart literally.
Oh, nice, lovely, look at that. So yeah, this is where it's sitting right now. All the fuel's out. He's now taken off the interior so we can check inside the tank for any more of that residue and gunk that could be in there. Try and get that all cleared out and hopefully get to the source of why this fuel is, well, why that mercury blob of nonsense is in there. Because you said, didn't you, when the tank got drained.
Hold on, I'll get my torch.
Oh, okay. Can I put a flashlight in here? Let's see. Look, I can't do it in there, but like, oh man, there's a well. You can see a well at the bottom there of that white rubbish, whatever it is, that mercury nonsense crap. You've got a torch in there, here we go. You can just see it, yeah, you just see it there. Holy moly. A puddle of that white crap. Yep. So if anyone's got any ideas what the hell that could be, feel free to mention in the comments of this video. Let us know what you think that could be. But yeah, it's a fair swedge of white. Can I put my phone in here and see it in the bottom there? Not really, no, it's a bit too... Nah, I can't really see it, but nah, there we go. So yeah, so the job is now, get that ejaculate out of there and carry on from there. Okay, so where do we stand now? I'm just leaving Butch's house. It is 9:05, hence why the video's so dark. And some progress is made. So we managed to siphon out all that white gunk, whatever it was like a symbiote, you know, like that kind of venom symbiote thing where you pull it all apart and it just all joins back together again into one mass. Don't know what the heck it is, but there was quite a bit of it in the base of in the fuel tank. So we got that siphoned out of the fuel tank. That's fine. It's all cleared out now. Giving it a clean out inside. That should be fine. The fuel that I put into the tank looks okay, but I think I'm going to ditch that fuel because I'll throw in some fresh stuff. There could be some oily residue in that fuel. I'm worried that the fuel's tainted basically. So ditch it, start again with some fresh fuel, and that's where we're going to go with that. However, I need to get I've ordered, while I was there, from BMW Motorworks. Really handy website as well too. While we've got the fuel filter out, I bought a new one to replace that because it's clearly been in there since the bike was built, because the clips are all original clips and stuff. Assuming that fuel filter's never been changed, and there's a good chance it's pulled through some of that oily nonsense that was in that fuel, or whatever that white stuff was. So ordered one of those, ordered a new O-ring for the top of the fuel tank because that's broken as well too. So wait for them to come now before we can get everything assembled back together again and fuel the system and see if it will spark and catch. Now, pardon me, Butch was saying there before that, you know, there's definitely a spark, there's definitely compression, everything's fine in that respect. So yeah, it's now a kind of waiting game to try and get the parts in, get it together again, and hopefully get it running again. It's Butch has been a huge help here. He's the bike's now in his garage. He's got the space for it. He's got a lift, so we don't have to climb up the floor to work on the bike. Huge help. The man's amazing. Patter sonking, but he's amazing. So that's where we're at now. Won't get the bike started for next week, which is a shame. I had kind of hopes to get the bike running and kind of through an MOT hopefully, and if it was lucky enough within the next kind of 2 weeks, I was planning a journey up north to the top of Scotland to Thurso, and the bike was going to be my plan to use. But that's fallen through, which is cool. Doesn't really matter, but eventually the bike will run again, and eventually these videos will show the bike running. I can assure you, so stick around. But yeah, that's where we're at now. Waiting game, new parts, get it back together again, and fingers crossed everything will run. So again, thank you for hanging around for this very featureless video, and I will speak to you again soon. Love you.